Hello, bonjour. We are foreign language, and we are a force to be reckoned with. Perhaps you should know what you're up against. First, there is French. Everything sounds good in French.
C'est une vache. Jambon. Devoir.
French is a beautiful language. For example,
Les chiens sont français. Ils ne parlent pas français. Ils sont que des chiens.
and the next challenger for you is the Spanish, a very popular language. All of these people speak it, except for him, he's German. Next, Japanese. Very difficult language, comes in very handy for business, finance, and of course when ordering sushi. And Japanese would probably help in situations like this. All of this will seem very confusing at first, but you will realize it is not so tough at all. The best part, foreign languages will better prepare you for collage.
Wondering what elective to take? Consider taking a world language. Reeths-Puffer offers 2 languages, Spanish and French. Here are some frequently asked questions. Why study a language? Studying a language makes you smarter. It improves your English vocabulary and makes you a better test taker on standardized tests like the ACT. As you gain fluency in a language, you gain more gray matter in your brain. Fluency in a second language is preventative medicine. It can reduce your chances of developing dementia, including Alzheimer's disease. Learning a language gives you more possibilities in the future. You can make friends, travel, and get a great job. Is a world language required for graduation? Yes. Beginning with the class of 2016, all students must earn 2 credits of the same world language in order to graduate. Which language should I take, and which is easier? It takes time and practice to gain fluency in a language. But, like any other class, if you do the work and pay attention and participate, you'll do fine. And if you don't do the work, it will be tough. Spanish is the 4th most commonly spoken language in the world by number of native speakers. In Michigan and all over the U.S., Hispanic consumers are the fastest growing market segment. With every high school graduate in Michigan required to take 2 years of a language, just saying you took Spanish won't be enough to help you get a job. But having Spanish fluency on your resume will give you an edge over your competitor. French is an official language of more countries than any other language after English. It's the 3rd most common language used on the internet. Canada is our biggest trade partner, and the province of Quebec alone is the 6th largest trading partner of the U.S. Among foreign countries doing business in the U.S., France employs the 3rd largest number of Americans. Both Spanish and French are official languages of the UN, and both are useful for international business. I already have 2 credits of the language. Why should I continue? Colleges recommend taking at least 3 or 4 years of the same language, and even more if possible. Why? Speaking a language fluently is like playing an instrument or becoming good at a sport. It takes practice and time. Students who start earlier and continue with their language have time to achieve a greater level of fluency. It's hard to fit everything into your schedule, and colleges know that. So they won't have a problem if you take an extra AP class or college prep class instead of a language. But if you take a bunch of easy classes instead of a language, they're going to notice. Many students focus on what will get them into college, and they forget about what they will need to graduate from college. Many universities and many degree programs require 2 to 4 semesters of a world language for college graduation. A year of high school language is covered in 1 semester in college, so it goes twice as fast. So continuing to study a language in high school makes it more likely that you can test out of some or all of your college graduation requirements. If you continue and take AP Spanish, for example, that is equivalent to a 300 level Spanish language or 5th semester. High performance on the AP test can earn you up to 16 language credits at some local universities. If you don't take an AP exam, your college language placement will be determined by a placement exam. So if you take time off between high school language and college, you may be starting over when you get to college. Are you currently in Spanish 3? Only juniors who are highly motivated should consider testing out of Spanish 4 in order to take AP Spanish. AP Spanish language is most often a 5th year class and is the equivalent of a 300 level Spanish class in college. Current freshmen and sophomores in Spanish 3 are advised to take Spanish 4 followed by AP Spanish language. Freshmen who continue in Spanish through 12th grade will have the option of taking AP Spanish literature If enough students continue on with French, AP French may be available in the future. AP French is also available at Michigan Virtual High School. The Michigan Virtual School's prerequisite for AP French is 3 or more years of high school French. But what if Reeths-Puffer doesn't offer the language that I'm interested in? Learning your first foreign language is the toughest. Once you learn that one, every other foreign language that you learn comes to you more easily. As you become fluent in a second language, your brain makes connections with your first language. Once you have those connections, it's easier to transfer that to your third language, your fourth language, any language you're interested in.
Besides getting into college and getting a job, Reeths-Puffer students have used world languages for missions trips, to teach English in other countries, to play sports in other countries, or because they met someone special who spoke that language. But don't just take it from me.
It really helps us become more universal.
One reason to take Spanish class, to form peace treaties in battleship.
You get to write the date backwards.
So what do you like about Spanish class?
I love the challenge.
So you can get into a college.
How many languages do you speak?
Just 3.
The more languages you know, the better chance you have to become a spy.
I wish I had learned a foreign language.
It's fun.
Porque estoy aquí.
So, take a world language. Because
If you take a foreign language, you can become a genius, like Mr. Cap.